Imagine the TV world's favorite romantic prince. While everyone thought he was just memorizing scripts, he stepped onto a mat in the heart of Milan and did something that left even his biggest fans speechless. Forget everything you thought you knew about Baris Arduc. Because what happened behind those closed doors in Italy is beyond belief. Grab your coffee, because this secret story is about to blow your mind. On April 13, 2026, a headline hit the media that completely blindsided the entertainment world. Headlines everywhere read, Baris Arduc wins gold in the 85 kg light heavyweight division at the IBJJF Milan International Open Jiu-Jitsu Championship. Now, let's take a pause and really digest this. We are not talking about a staged celebrity match or an easy local tournament. This was the official IBJJF arena, a high-stakes combat environment where elite fighters spend their entire lives training for a single moment on the mat. Yet, our romantic leading man stepped into that battleground, defeated every single opponent, and walked away with absolute victory. So, what was really happening behind the scenes while everyone was watching him on screen? You see, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu isn't just about going to the gym twice a week to look good for the camera. It's human chess. It requires incredible physical strength, mental patience, and high-level strategy. To reach this level, Baris spent months on the mat. During tight shooting schedules, late nights, and early mornings, he was constantly training. And the most impressive part? He never used this to gain attention or PR. He just trained silently, went to Italy, fought hard, and won. And here is the most impressive part, he never posted daily flexing videos or used this for social media clout. He didn't turn his training into a PR campaign. He just stayed quiet, stayed disciplined, traveled to Italy, and let his victory speak for itself. This wasn't an overnight obsession either. To truly understand how a TV star handles this level of physical grit, we have to look back at where his athletic mindset actually began. Long before he was walking glamorous red carpets under flashing press cameras, signing thousands of autographs for screaming fans, or starring in hit romantic TV series that captured the hearts of millions across the globe, Baris Arduc was already leading a life deeply defined by brutal physical discipline, relentless endurance, and raw athletic focus. In fact, for over 8 long years, long before international fame, television lights, or red carpet events ever touched his world, he worked as a professional, high-stakes lifeguard on the notoriously rough and unpredictable coasts of Şile in Istanbul. Facing violent, unforgiving Black Sea rip currents, extreme physical strain under scorching suns, and making split-second, life-or-death decisions while rescuing over 100 struggling swimmers from treacherous waters wasn't merely a job for him. It was a trial by fire that forged an unshakable, rock-solid mental fortitude deep within his soul. When you spend your youth battling real waves to save human lives, the artificial pressure of celebrity status simply loses its weight. Swimming, deep-sea diving, competitive football, martial arts, and high-intensity CrossFit. Athletics was never just a temporary trend, a passing hobby, or a routine workout program to stay in shape for handsome television roles. For Baris, physical training was his core identity, his daily sanctuary, and a fundamental lifestyle. Every physical challenge he took on was driven by an instinctual, deep-seated passion for breaking through his own personal boundaries and testing how far his mind could carry his body. So when he stepped onto that high-intensity jiu-jitsu mat in Milan for the IBJJF International Open, surrounded by battle-tested, world-class combat competitors who train every single day of their lives, he wasn't just a famous celebrity actor trying out a flashy new sport for social media publicity or casual clout. He was a seasoned, battle-tested athlete returning home to his natural habitat, claiming what was rightfully his through years of silent, humble, and relentless dedication to the art of combat. What do you really think about Baris Arduc's incredible physical transformation and his legendary gold medal victory in Milan? Does seeing a man balance high-stakes television projects with world-class combat sports dedication inspire your own personal journey? Drop every single one of your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button right now, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you these deep, unfiltered, inspiring stories. But listen, before we wrap things up today, we really have to sit down and talk about something much bigger, something that connects this gold medal straight back to where millions of us first fell in love with his work, the legendary TV sets, the endless shooting hours, and of course, his unforgettable on-screen partnership with Elçin Sangu. You see, my friends, when you look at Baris standing on that championship podium in Italy with a gold medal around his neck, it's easy to think this intense discipline just appeared out of thin air or was built overnight for a quick social media trend. But if you've been following his career from the very beginning, if you remember those chaotic, high-energy days of Kiralık Aşk, you know that this relentless work ethic was already being forged every single day on set. Think about it for a second. Back when Kiralık Aşk was breaking rating records across the globe, from Europe to South America and across the Middle East, Baris Arduc and Elçin Sangu weren't just acting in front of a camera, they were carrying an entire television empire and the high expectations of millions on their shoulders. We're talking about grueling 16 to 18-hour shooting days, late-night script revisions, intense wardrobe changes, harsh winter outdoor shoots, and constant public scrutiny. In an environment like that, most people would collapse under the mental fatigue and emotional exhaustion. But what made the dynamic between Baris and Elçin so special, so utterly iconic and unforgettable, was their shared respect for professional discipline, mutual trust, and raw creative energy. When you watched Omer and Defne on screen, that unbelievable chemistry wasn't just some lucky accident, a random stroke of casting luck, or script magic. It was the direct result of two extremely dedicated, hyper-focused artists pushing each other to be better every single day, keeping their energy sky high even at 3 o'clock in the morning after a brutal day of filming. In fact, if you ask anyone who worked on that set during those peak production years, they'll tell you the exact same thing. Baris would finish a grueling 14-hour romantic comedy scene with Elçin, and while everyone else was heading home to crash and recover, he would literally take off his character's suit and head straight to the gym or the mat to train. And Elçin was right there matching that professional intensity with her own incredible focus, sharp artistic intelligence, work ethic, and vibrant creative presence. They built a working environment where laziness simply wasn't allowed, where vanity was left at the door, and where every scene was treated with total commitment. That rare, magical harmony they created on television set a benchmark that very few screen couples have ever been able to match since. Because when you break it down to its absolute core, a high-stakes television set and a professional jiu-jitsu mat are actually far more similar than most people realize. On a drama set, especially when you're working alongside a powerhouse partner like Elçin Sangu, you can't fake your presence. You can't just memorize lines mechanically and pretend to be engaged. You have to be 100% present in the moment, reacting instantly to your partner's subtle shifts in energy, reading their eyes, adjusting your rhythm, and keeping your ego completely out of the equation for the greater good of the scene. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is literally the exact same thing, it's human chess played at high velocity. You step onto the mat, you leave your ego at the door, you read your opponent's every breath and micro-movement, and you react with pure composure and strategy under extreme physical pressure. Baris took the exact same mental fortitude, focus, and adaptability he developed while working alongside Elçin Sangu on those legendary sets and brought it straight onto the combat mats of Milan. He didn't let fame make him soft. He didn't let millions of followers convince him that he didn't need to work hard anymore or that his achievements were complete. Instead, he took that raw, quiet determination, the same focus that made Omer Iplikci an iconic cultural figure, and applied it to the brutal, unforgiving, sweat-drenched art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And let's be totally honest with each other here, that is precisely why his connection with Elçin Sangu still resonates so deeply with all of us today, years after the final episode aired. It was never just about handsome looks, tailored suits, or pretty outfits, it was about authenticity, mutual respect, craftsmanship, and an unshakable commitment to doing things right. Whether they were sharing a quiet, emotional scene on set that left millions of viewers in tears, or Baris was preparing his body for international combat sports behind closed doors far away from media cameras, the core message was always the same: respect the craft, put in the work without complaining, and let the results speak for themselves. To understand how deep this mindset really goes, you have to look even further back into his past, long before he ever met Elçin Sangu or stepped foot on a soundstage. For over 8 long years, a young Baris Arduc worked as a professional lifeguard along the notoriously rough, treacherous, and cold waters of Şile in Istanbul. Rescuing over 100 struggling swimmers from violent Black Sea currents, enduring scorching suns and freezing winds, and making split-second life-or-death decisions under immense physical pressure wasn't just a summer job, it was the initial forge that tempered his spirit. When you spend your youth battling real waves to save human lives, the artificial pressures of showbiz, red carpet glitz, and media gossip completely lose their weight. You learn what true stakes are. That is why, when he achieved international stardom, he never became a victim of celebrity vanity. While many influencers and stars use martial arts or gym sessions merely as photo opportunities for social media clout, Baris took the path of the silent warrior. He didn't post daily bragging videos. He didn't turn his training into a loud public relations stunt. He worked out in silence, traveled to Italy as a humble competitor, put on his white GI, tied his belt, fought through grueling rounds against elite opponents who trained their entire lives for that single moment, and let the gold medal around his neck do all the talking. So as we wrap up this special breakdown today, take a real step back and look at where true discipline, humility, and relentless work ethic can carry a human being. From guarding lives amidst the unpredictable waves of Şile, to writing television history alongside Elçin Sangu in Kiralık Aşk, all the way to standing victorious at the top of an international martial arts podium in Milan. Baris Arduc proves to all of us that when you stay grounded, respect your partners, honor your craft, and refuse to compromise on your work ethic, there are absolutely no limits to what you can achieve in this life. Now, I want to hand the conversation over to you. What is your absolute favorite memory or scene from Baris Arduc and Elçin Sangu's legendary partnership? How does Baris's quiet, hardworking, and humble mindset inspire your own daily battles, work goals, and personal ambitions? Drop your thoughts, memories, and reflections in the comments section below. Let's get a real conversation going. Don't forget to hit the like button right now, share this video with fellow fans who appreciate true dedication, and hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on so you never miss our deep dives into the lives of your favorite stars. Until next time, stay humble, keep pushing your boundaries, and stay disciplined.